Well, now I'm mad. Now I'm mad. I'm mad because my foot pedal is not working. And I don't know why. And Flynn just stepped on the foot pedal. I guess this is for the best. Now he's sitting on the foot pedal. Okay, so it was a defensive maneuver on behalf of the foot pedal that I don't have my press button to go live button with my foot pedal, but it does prevent the dog butt from messing with the stream, and that's important. That's important. So let's give the dog a treat, because he's currently like literally just laying down on top of all three buttons on the foot pedal. So let's do that. Hello, we'll get to the highs in a moment, but we got to give the dog a treat. Got to give the boy a treat. Okay. Gotta give the boy a treat. Critically important. It's a crucial part of the day. If you don't do that, then all the vibes, all the juju is just off for the rest of the day. How's it going, everybody? My name is Endeavorance. It is Thursday. It's July. It's the 24th. I'm amazing. Oh my god, I know what day it is. Incredible, incredible. How we doing? On a scale of 6 to 7. On a scale of 6 to 7, how are we doing? How are we doing today? Oh, wait. So, that's important. Etc. Got a dog butt, got some flailing going on. Hello. So, we've got Ada Scout with a 20 stream streak, says I have no life but dev streams. It kind of feels that way for me as well, honestly, if I'm being honest. Zayelian, Ezanyelian has followed the stream. Welcome in. Good to have you. Solid 6.9, 6.2, 6.48, 791, give or take. On a scale of 6 to 37, I'm maggot cheese. I don't like maggot cheese, and Chef de Cuisinart, I have to... See, now you're going to jail. Because I said 6 to 7. I didn't say 6 to 37. And so you're going to jail. Can everybody take Chef de Cuisinart to jail? Thank you. You're all deputies now in my authoritarian regime. The problem is that we don't have jails, so you're just going to be like guiding them around forever, looking for somewhere to put them. So it's unfortunate, but it happens. Zayelian, it's my first stream. Nice to meet you. Hello. Welcome in. Good to have you. But ACAB, yeah, all cops are part of my authoritarian regime. That's what ACAB stands for. I don't understand what the confusion is. I can deputize them sons of bitches and create a force of bitches for my regime in Bitchland. New Bitchland, actually. We had a bit of a scuffle with the first one, and we had to try again. I'm afraid of saying ACAB. Why are you afraid of saying ACAB? Is it because like you don't want to endorse my regime? What's the problem here? What? Do I get to wear a mask? Of course you can wear a mask. You're a federal agent. If you don't wear a mask, how will people know that you're a Fed in 2025? I mean, seriously, imagine being a police officer. Imagine being a cop or a Fed in 2025 and not wearing a mask and just having your identity out there. Like some kind of wackadoo person who thinks that it's okay to have accountability for state-sponsored agents. Like, that's weird. Knock it off. We're starting off in a weird energy today, but I'm okay with it. How do you change your Reddit username? That I don't know. I had 3 Reddit accounts that were all over like 13 years old, and then Reddit went full when they did the whole like taking down all the API stuff, and then like the CEO of Reddit was like, Elon Musk is an inspiration and we're using what he's doing with Twitter as a template. I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm done. And I deleted my accounts just flat out. Like 13, over a decade of active participation almost every single day on that fucking hell site. And I just deleted it and never went back. And honestly, I'm a lot happier with it. A lot happier with it. They did what? Oh yeah, Reddit just went whack. Like, so the CEO of Reddit, like just completely heel turned on like everything that Reddit ostensibly stood for. So a little bit of backstory. Reddit was originally founded in part by a guy who was so committed to open data and an open internet that he killed himself after being persecuted by the government for making academic files available to everyone. He released like scientific papers, nothing classified, just shit that like companies were charging an obscene amount of money for access to, that was just like scientific information. And he released that and got into a bunch of trouble and killed himself over it. Like, that is how committed this guy was to the open web. This man, the guy that like I'm talking about a guy who was involved in the creation of RSS. The system that powers half of all data on the internet being passed around. That is the level of open that one of the co-founders of Reddit was at. And the other co-founder of Reddit, who is now the CEO in modern day, who's still alive, said, hey, fuck you. I don't care about anything. We're gonna lock down the platform. We're going to close down the API and make it obscenely expensive to use the Reddit API. This is right after Twitter did it. So Twitter shut down all the third-party Twitter apps that people liked. Reddit, in my opinion, was only really usable through third-party apps. Like, the third-party apps for Reddit were excellent. The user experience was wonderful. The main Reddit app was trash. And Reddit knew that. They ended up buying one of the third-party apps and made it their first-party app, and then made it worse. So they kicked off all the third-party apps, they shut down their API, and then they started doing that thing where they're like charging for access to sell all of the user information on Reddit to train AIs. And they sold it for a fucking pittance. They sold a contract of $50 million to train on the entire corpus of Reddit. $50 million for the entirety of the Reddit platform's data. Everything that was on there. And so everything that you've ever posted on Reddit is being used to train AIs right now. And they didn't pay you for it, and they barely charged an entry fee for it. So all of those things, closing it down, working with private operations, screwing over users, basically saying like, this is not a place that is supposed to be like a fundamental, bastion on the internet. This is just like a company, and we want to IPO. So yeah. Is that why Apollo died? Yeah, that is explicitly why Apollo died. So Apollo was a really, really good Reddit app, and then it just had to go away. Like, if they wanted to continue to use the Reddit API, they would have had to charge users of the third-party Reddit app an obscene amount of money to use the app, probably like a two-digit subscription per user per month, like a $20 a month subscription per user, just to cover the fees of accessing the Reddit API. So, Anyway, fuck that guy. Fuck Spez, piece of shit. And rip to the realest of them. RSS? Yeah, he helps to design RSS. I think he was also involved in the design of Markdown and a bunch of other stuff. Aaron Schwartz. Hold on. Desktop. Okay. Yeah, Aaron Schwartz, this guy. He was involved in... He was campaigning against the Stop Online Piracy Act, progressive activism, civic awareness. He's often credited as a martyr and a prodigy. Much of his work focused on civic awareness and progressive activism. So, like, this guy was a, like, hardcore progressive open internet, everyone should have access to information, stop being a piece of shit kind of guy. Died from his activism. Oh yeah, he made Creative Commons. That's the thing that I couldn't fucking remember. He helped design Creative Commons. Creative fucking Commons. And his friend ostensibly turned around and sealed off one, like, their most well-known creation. God, it's just like painfully evil. Like, congratulations. You got a little bit of money. Well done. For what? Like, you're the CEO of Reddit. Did you really need a little bit more money? Did you have to, like, sacrifice the entire history of what you used to stand for and the memory of your dead friend to get a bit of money? Were these the same dudes that wanted all that lewd video stuff to be free to access? I have no idea what you're talking about, but probably not, because this guy has been dead for like over a decade. That's not the kind of open free access internet that I'm talking about. I'm talking about, like, access to information, not access to people's nudes. When did he die? Hanging. Yeah, he hung himself. 2013. It was because of... Yeah, on September 25th, 2010, an IP address that was part of the MIT network began sending hundreds of PDF downloads requests per minute to the JS Tor website, enough to slow the website's performance. This prompted a block of the IP addresses. In the morning, another IP address, also from within MIT, began sending more requests, and ultimately they routed it back to him. So they sued him. On July 30th, 2013, they released 300 partially redacted documents used as incriminating evidence against Schwartz, originally sent to the United States Attorney Office. And then, yeah, he hung himself to avoid the everything. Because, like, they were about to just destroy him, basically. Like, it's the kind of thing where, like, the U.S. government doesn't want that to be a thing that people think that they can get away with, right? Like, he went after capital. He went after the money. He didn't go after something that they didn't care if it was out on the internet, right? Like, even certain military leaks and whatever, they're like, I'd rather not draw attention to that. We're just gonna let that be out there, and we're not gonna draw attention to it. But because he started doing a thing that affected the bottom line of an institution that has a lot of money, government was like, no, thank you. We're going to jail you for basically the rest of life. And that's America, where property gets way
sounds like rebellion propaganda.
Way more precedence over anything else. Hi everybody. I feel like I haven't said hi to people, and also I kind of like just started going off like out of nowhere. So I'm just gonna start reading off some names that I'm seeing, and
like
we're gonna
to me.
see if I cover most people who are here. So hello Attain, hello Quentin Gell, hello Ada Scout, hello Hardly Mythical, hello Fun Predictable, hello Chef de Cuisinart, hello Coilian, almost said Coilian, hello.
Hey, it's time for B.
Scrolling through my feed of stuff for names I haven't seen yet. Hello, Hardly Mythical, did I say that yet? Jordly Poopoo, Acivity, hello, Zalian, hello, K Twipoo, one, hello, scrolling, Chris Lowles, hello, Informal Goblin, how's it going? Good to see you. Names, how's it going? Peaceful Chaotic Goddess. I mean, we've already exchanged a few back and forths, but formally, hello. Etc. Kev, hello. Swoofy, what's up? What's up? What's up? I'm gonna get that emote working because it wasn't working, and now it will work. Emote from Limealicious. Limealicious. Okay, those will work now. So here's a thing. Here's an interesting little tidbit. Little tidbit. What the fuck? Okay. Little tidbit. Sorry. My everything got broken for a second. Where's the dog? Hold on. Everything is just I'm all over the place right now. Please hold. Please hold. Please hold. We're gonna fix the dog cam. Father, help! Perfect. Perfect. Okay. My foot cam, my foot pedal, not my foot cam. Holy fucking shit. My foot cam isn't working. My foot pedal is not working. And that is making switching everything around a lot more cumbersome on the old brain. I gotta get a foot cam, I guess. If we get enough donos, if we get a bunch of donos, then we get the foot cam. Got to charge for that one. Yeah, that's on a different site. That's on that's my Patreon. That's my Patreon. If you want to see my foot cam, join my Patreon. This is a legal note. I don't actually have a foot cam on my Patreon. So if you're going to go there to support me, I really appreciate it. But there's not a foot cam on there. I didn't just, that was a joke. I didn't lie to you. That wasn't misleading marketing or whatever. I probably should. I probably should just start an OnlyFans or something like that and make an ass fuck of money and then not have to worry about money ever again. Like, I should just do that, but I'm not going to do that. I'm mad that, like, I know
someone gifted subscriptions.
Oh,
thank you for that.
We got 5 gifted subs. That's going towards the foot cam. Hell yeah. Thank you for whoever did that. Anonymous donor. You just said it, foot dev. Literally subscribe to the patron for the foot cam. I'll sue. Well, look, I have lawyers and my lawyers are Flynn. So if you really want to face him in court, that's up to you. That's up to you. Before OnlyFans runs into payment processor BS again. Yeah, it's kind of a mess. It's a complete mess. Foot cam. God, I was gonna say something. Like, I had a thing that I was gonna be talking about, and then now we're talking about feet cam and my theoretical OnlyFans page. New stuff happened with itch.io today. All not safe for work games are gone. Really? Really? They removed all the porn games? Oh no. Are the games in the erotic and adult tag sections all of a sudden gone? What happened? The probability is that something happened. I saw it in another post. Thanks, bud. Something happened. Therefore, something must have happened. This is a really good thread. This is an excellent thread. Hold on. Let's do it. Let's do this one more time, but with a dramatic reading. All the games in the erotic and adult tag section gone all of a sudden. What happened? The probability is that something happened. I saw it on another post. Thanks, bud. Something happened, so therefore, something must have happened. So that's what just happened in this thread. Same payment processor crap again. I was seeing people getting upset at MasterCard recently. So here's the thing. I used to work at a payment processing. God damn it. I need to fix my fucking foot pedal. This is not okay. Let me actually see if I can do that live on stream while. Oh, what in the what? What in the fuck? It thinks it's a different foot pedal than before. That's why it's not working. It registered as a new foot pedal today. It was like, y'all, I am a whole new guy. I've got a whole new vibe. All right, let's see if this works. Maybe? Hey, it worked. Okay. We're back in business. Here's the thing. I used to work... I hope you know there's a foot pedal counter in my head. Well, it's fixed now. It's done. The counter's over now. I used to work... And now I don't. I used to work at a payment processing company, Stripe. Stripe frequently gets ragged on for their payment policy, and I'm not about to sit here and defend Stripe as like a morally excellent company that shouldn't be questioned and shouldn't be pressured and shouldn't be whatever. I will say that having been there, having worked there, and had to go through like all of the everything that is involved in working in a financial technology space, which is like, you can't unlearn that shit. Once you've seen behind the curtain of how like financial technology works, you can't unsee it. But the thing that a lot of people don't realize is that like Stripe is just basically an interface for legacy banking systems. It's just that legacy banking systems suck to work with. And so Stripe's whole product and most modern payment processors, the only thing that they're selling is a convenient way to interact with banking networks. And so they're just beholden to whatever the banking networks require. If they want to operate with a given banking partner, they have to conform to that banking partner's needs. So like while I was at Stripe, and I actually don't know, I'm going to anonymize a few things because I don't know if I'm breaking an NDA. I'm assuming that I'm well past any NDA period, but significant people at Stripe made it clear that like personally, they were like, we really wish that we could support like the cannabis industry. Fucking obviously, right? Like they want that money. They want to get in on every cut of every business sector that they can. There's nobody at Stripe who's like, we don't want to be involved with cannabis or the adult industry because it's just too icky. Like, no, they're like, we want to be involved with that shit because we want a cut. Who doesn't want a cut of the adult industry's cash flow, right? But they can't do that because like Wells Fargo, MasterCard, like anyone who is a banking partner has to also approve of those things. And most of them don't because they're run by 90-year-old dudes. So like, again, Stripe has its own massive slate of problems. The adherence to banking standards or like banking requirements is kind of out of their hands. And they can still be criticized for being a private company that is furthering the privatization of things that should just be public infrastructure. It should just be easy to interact with banking networks. There shouldn't have to be like 7 levels of middlemen, but that's a completely different conversation. Ada Scott says, I made the payment system for the USDA soil conversation program. Conservation or conversation? I rewrote it on my own while I was a junior dev. What did you use? God, sorry. Water went down the wrong pipe. What did you use? I'm curious. Not the language. I mean, like, what system did you interact with to do the like transactions? Like, were you using a bank's infrastructure or were you connecting via like WorldPay or something like that? Fun Predictable says, it's so bad. Most dispensaries around me charge a card fee or is cash only. The one that I go to, I don't think they charge a card fee, but I also have a medical card. So like I have a very different experience there. I feel so bad. So I shouldn't feel bad. I have a medical card. I went to a doctor. I got an evaluation. I got the medical card. I pay a yearly fee to maintain having a medical cannabis card in a state that it's now legal. It has been legalized in my state since me getting a card. I maintain my card because I do legitimately use it almost exclusively for medicine, but it means that whenever I go in, I believe it means I don't pay taxes on the stuff. It means that when I go in, the place that I go to, it used to just be medical only, and to continue to be nice to the medical patients, one, we get priority parking spots, which is nice, but there's a separate line. There's a consumer line and a medical line, and if there's anyone in the medical line, they take the next medical patient first before going to anybody in the consumer line. So the last time I went in there, I walk in, and the consumer line was like 10 people, and they're all sitting there waiting, and I'm just like strolling up to the empty medical line, and I'm like, oh no, I feel so bad right now. Like, of all of the perks of having this card, getting it faster than these other people is not necessarily important. It's convenient and appreciated since I'm paying for it. But I feel so bad. So I get called up in front of everybody who's been waiting. And there's like one dude working a register, like somebody else is dealing with like some issue with their system. So there's like one person actually checking people out. And he's obviously stoned out of his mind. That's something I really don't like that has happened since places went from being medical only to like a casual plus medical or whatever. I'm noticing that a lot of the employees are obviously high while working, and that was very much not the case before. It used to be much more like it felt like they were trying, you know? Like I would go and meet with the person who would be behind the counter. They would be helping me to select the specific stuff that I needed for the specific conditions that I was there with for my like need for the medical stuff. And they really taught me a lot and helped me find stuff. And now it's just like, I walk up to a dude who's like, hey, I need to see your ID. And it's like, okay. And then like he goes off to go get my stuff. And he's just like, and like that is the speed at which he's like walking off to go grab my order. So I'm sitting here being like, oh my God, there are 10 people in line behind me who are all fucking pissed at me because I just cut in front of all of them, even though I'm allowed to, even though I have every right to do this. I have every right to exist, but my brain is on fire because I'm doing the thing that I shouldn't do, which is inconvenience other people. And so I'm like watching this guy just sort of like saunter over to grab my order, come back, and I got the hell out of there as quickly as I possibly could, made eye contact with nobody. Here's the thing. It was probably fine. Guarantee nobody actually gave a shit, but I was losing my shit. I should have been high before I actually went in there. It made it a lot easier. The entire legalization was under the contingency that we paid no added taxation, says Chaotic Goddess. I don't know if that's true. I mean, like, I don't think if you have a medical card, I think it is not taxed. But the whole point of legalization was to specifically tax it and then use those taxes to do something. I'm mad that there's been a bunch of things that I've seen in my life. End of statement. But separately, I'm mad that there's been a bunch of situations I've seen in my life where it's like, okay, we're going to vote to legalize this thing that is quote unquote morally dubious or whatever, be it gambling or drugs or what have you. And then we're going to tax it and use those taxes to insert good thing here. I have not seen the insert good thing here part of those scenarios, personally. I remember when my locality legalized gambling, and they were like, we're going to tax that and put that money towards school systems. All of my friends that are teachers are worse off now than they were before that passed. So I don't know what the fuck is going on. Maybe people just don't gamble. Maybe everyone has lost, and so there's no earnings. I don't know. Cashew enthusiast. First of all, welcome. Second, I'm not one to yuck someone's yum. To each their own. Enjoy your life the way you want to enjoy it. Cashews? Of all of them, cashews. Like, I see I'm not trying to be a hater. I'm truly not trying to be a hater here, but I see cashews as the filler nut, right? It's the nut that's used to fill, right? When I'm talking about filling up with nuts, it's cashews. in a mixed nut situation. When you mix a bunch of nut together, it's gonna be mostly cashew. Like it just seems like that's how it is. Cashews come from a fruit. Cashews are weird, y'all. Cashews look weird. You ever seen a cashew? Cashew. Look at this shit. You're gonna tell me this is natural? You're gonna tell me this is acceptable? You're gonna tell me this isn't the work of the devil trying to get in our minds, make us into enthusiasts? The police always cashew because they're always pistachio. Always what's the second word supposed to be? Pistachio. They always, I know it's supposed to be they always catch you because they're all, what is they're always pissed at you. Oh, see, I don't follow, frankly. I don't see how the them being mad at you leads to them catching you. That doesn't make any sense to me. I was looking at the word for something in the vein of like how they're able to catch you, given that they're all pigs and they're just little piggins and they're just squealing and dragging their bellies along the ground. I just assume they're all pissed. Fucking one time, oh God, one time I was a teenager. I already told this story about like how I got fucking arrested for sniffing a beer once. But separately, as a teenager, a friend of mine went up to a cop with no ill intent. Literally, my friend was just like a budding gearhead. Like he was getting into cars, and he went up to a cop and he asked the cop about the engine in their new car. Like they were rolling out a new fleet of cop cars, and the guy was like, I have to know what's under there, like pointing at the hood of the car. And the cop like says, an engine, fuck off, like tells us to just get out of there. Like, here's a teen willingly, like joyfully approaching a police officer and asking an engaging question. And the default response was like to tell this young person to fuck off. And then it's like, why do people dislike police? Anyway, let's ride the roller coaster. I need to do that and drink a lot of water. Please keep your hands, feet, ears, secret ears, and third eye inside the vehicle at all times as we ride the roller coaster. Leggy out again. Well, now you're out. Now you've got no legs left. It's done. It's over. No legs. 0 of them. Give me a fourth eye. That only comes with the premium subscription. Only comes with the premium subscription. First mistake was to talk to a cop. Well, I think he was just trying to be a good boy. Like, I think he was just trying to like be cordial. I don't know. I don't even know what he was trying to do. You can't contain my third and fifth eye, but the fourth one's easy though. I wanted to get another stamp. So pissed that the last train comes so early. What train? What train are we talking about? Am I on a train this whole time? Are we talking about the Coco Village roller coaster train? Choo choo. Yo, I should play some Roller Coaster Tycoon. I love that game. God damn it. Does it work on Mac? I have the GOG version of it. Does it run on Mac OS? Let's find out. Roller Coaster Tycoon. Excuse me? Is roller coaster one word? There it is. It does not. It super doesn't. I'm looking at it right now. It does not. That's a fucking shame. I'll find a way to run it. I don't know. I need to figure out what I'm doing with regards to my streaming setup. So here's what I'm doing right now. For those who want to know way too much, look up open RCT. That's a thing. Yeah, that's a thing. Yeah. Oh yeah, open RCT. Dodoy. Perfect. Hell yeah. All right. Yeah, I'll play open RCT sometime. I need to figure out what I'm doing with regards to my streaming setup to allow me to like still play stuff. Crossover. Yeah, I have crossover. The problem is that crossover is ass. Like crossover seems really, really good. I don't want to like, okay. Crossover is a piece of software that lets you like run non-Mac applications on Mac much more easily. It's extremely clunky and feels like adware. Like technologically very impressive. The people who built it, they basically said like, hey, let's take on the most obnoxious challenge imaginable and make that our product. And so like respect. Also, it feels like it's like weird kind of like upselly software that's like constantly trying to like advertise itself. It's a little strange. Long story short, I'd rather just be able to run a fucking game. So I still have my gaming PC, and what I want to do is get it set up so that I can run a game on there and then use its video out as the game capture. So I just need to get a new capture card that can do like multiple captures, and then that should be fine. But like, I would like to be able to still play more intensive games here and there on stream, but I mean that's part of why I've just been playing Stardew Valley, is like I can just play it on my Mac. It's fine, but it's just easier to have my stream running on my MacBook because that's like what I use for production. So why trains? What is this? I don't know where the trains came from. They were just out of nowhere. Ash says, oh crap, you asked for stuff not to happen? Shit, my bad. Yeah, that's your fault. That is your fault. I honestly don't see games being on Mac again until more PC hardware moves to ARM. From my understanding, ARM is a better platform. I think that Apple needs to get out of their own ass. So the reason, like, I think the reason there's not more gaming on Mac right now, despite it being very, very doable, is that Apple wants developers to natively support Metal, which is their graphics framework. It's like their answer to DirectX, right? Developers don't want to do that. And Valve understands this. That's why Valve made Proton. Like, Valve is making it so that you can run a bunch of games that are built for Windows on Linux, but they didn't go to the developers and say, well, you need to rework your game so that it works on Linux. It's instead, they're like, okay, we understand that there's a massive amount of overhead involved in that, but if we put in the effort to make it as easy as possible to just verbatim run the same games on our platform as anywhere else, then we get inherent trust and porting from these developers, and they can make it a primary concern. And Apple doesn't want to do that. Like, Apple could come out and be like, hey, we've built a system that is an intermediary between, like, you know, it's just like redirects DirectX requests to Metal. Like, Apple could make a first party thing that's like Proton for Linux, but for Mac. But they don't want to do that because they've got their like weird pride thing where everything needs to be like perfectly like native and everything. So instead of even just giving people the option, they're just like, nope, absolutely not. Get a cheap capture card. They have surprisingly low latency. Yeah, I mean, like I've got one right now. I need to get like a multi-capture card thing is the thing. Unpredictable says, fucking love Linux, but having a spare SSD with Windows is still occasionally useful. Yeah, so like Windows is still useful for running certain software just because most software is built and tested on Windows extensively because market dominance. I have used Windows less and less and less over the years because the more I can do not on Windows, the better. At this point, my primary machine is a MacBook. And then all of my servers are, excuse me, very burpy this morning. All of my servers are running Linux. So like, I'm just kind of like either in like Mac, which is Unix, or Linux, which is Unix, Linux. Not true. Apple would bend to the will of the masses. I don't think so. Mostly because they haven't done it yet. Like, Apple doesn't tend to bend to the will of the masses. It's just, oh, no, wait. I don't know. Now I don't know what the, now I don't know what the phrase was. No true? Okay, I don't know. Anyway. Piss off so many Linux users by saying Linux is Unix. It's the Unix standard. I mean, it's Linux, but I think it's pretty fair. I think anyone reasonably in tech would know that someone saying a Unix compliant system or like a Unix style system basically just means not Windows. And I guess is Solaris a Unix? Is Solaris a Unix system? I don't think so. Nope, it is. It's a proprietary Unix operating system. POSIX compatible. Come on, that's like, like that's like getting into SSL and TLS, or you know, like yeah. We know what we're saying here. we know what we're talking about. Hello, OKSAF. What's up? How go? I wish I could make it so that the limited time emotes worked on my stream. I have no idea why they don't work. What you're calling Linux is actually GNU/Linux. Oh my god. Oh my god. Give me nothing but oh my god. Why am I blanking on his name? He's the fucking best worst guy. Shit. Who's the guy? I'm blanking on his name. What the fuck? Not Linus. Richard Stallman. Yeah, Richard Stallman. Richard Stallman is, so there's two big boys, right? There's two big boys in Linux. Okay, there's Linus Torvalds and Richard Stallman. Linus Torvalds. Pull up this boy. So this guy made Linux, right? He made Linux, and let's just start by, it's time for a history lesson. This guy, he made Linux, and let's just start with run Temple OS. I got into Temple OS on a previous stream. This guy made Linux, and let's just set the baseline. He named it after himself. His name is Linus, and he called it Linux, right? There was Unix, and then he was like, I made Linux. So just from a baseline understanding of what kind of guy this is, that's where we're starting. He is infamous for being like very abrasive, far too quote unquote direct, which is to say an asshole. And he'll just like tell you, he will straight up tell you to fuck off and never speak to him again if you suggest something that he doesn't like to be added to Linux. Like in the message boards where they discuss like changes to the core of Linux, there will be people who are like, hey, I think that we should do this thing. Like, here's my proof of concept. I would like to start a discussion on, you know, if we can add this into Linux. And he'll just reply after a bit being like, the fact that you and your words took up bandwidth on my home network is an insult to me. And it's just like, oh. So that's this guy. And then there's Richard Stallman, who, this is Richard Stallman's personal site. If you could probably tell. If you can tell, if you can't tell, this is Richard Stallman's personal site. This website is wonderful to just browse when you're bored. Okay, let me just go ahead and do that. He just posts a bunch of like unhinged everything he's ever thought onto this website. So like you can just scroll through and just start reading wacky shit. Some of it is good. He generally has like forward-thinking progressive takes on like data privacy and you know, and a free and open internet, all that stuff. He's also kind of a big creep. Has been called out for being kind of a big creep. Has been like removed from speaking gigs and like professor positions for being a creep, and is generally just a weird fucking dude. So he has a whole section called "What's Bad About," which then just has a bunch of companies that explain, and he explains why he finds them bad. Let's just pick one. Is Twitch on here? Is Twitch on? Twitch is not on here. Nope. Let's say what's bad about Apple. Why not? Okay. Reasons not to use Apple: censorship, spying, worker abuse, right to repair, tax avoidance, and other reasons. So like I said, he's not always wrong. He is always crazy. Apple reportedly had objections to what Jon Stewart said in his program. That's real. That's actually real. I mean, all of this is probably real, but Evernote. Reasons not to use Evernote.com. Evernote can read the contents of users' notes under various circumstances, and the notes can be subpoenaed. Like, cool. I mean, you're not wrong. This is the personal website of Richard Stallman. The views expressed here are my personal views, not those of the Free Software Sound Foundation or the GNU Project. I should mention, the reason that I brought any of this up to begin with is there's a really famous joke in nerd circles where Richard Stallman very obviously is like pressed that he doesn't get more credit for his contributions to the modern computing ecosystem. So Linux is like the operating system, but Stallman is the guy behind a lot of the basic tools that allow the computer to actually function like one layer above the operating system. And that is what that's GNU. And so he insists, and this has just become a joke in nerd circles. He insists that it is not called Linux. It is called GNU/Linux. GNU/Linux. And so people will just make a joke when they're being overly ridiculously pedantic and like usually don't have more of an argument that matters. They'll just say, actually, it's GNU/insert whatever thing. Like, oh yeah, I love Dungeons and Dragons. Actually, it's GNU/Dungeons and Dragons, you know, like stuff like that. Just put that in front of anything. It's really funny. It is on the level. Ada Scout says that seems petty. It is. And that is because tech guys are very, very, very petty. Reminder, Steve Jobs actually changed his employee number at Apple to 0 because he was employee number 2 and didn't want to be not first on the list. So, I mean, if you want to talk petty, it doesn't get much more petty than tech oligarchs. If adding GNU upsets Linus Torvalds, definitely do it. Look, everything upsets Linus Torvalds. Let me see if I can find some like greatest hits. Linus Torvalds. There is the classic him flipping off NVIDIA. Linus Torvalds, middle finger NVIDIA. He was asked about NVIDIA drivers on Linux and did this.
It's like, what's your comment on this, that kind of situation?
I know exactly what you're talking about, and I'm very happy to say that it's the exception rather than the rule. And I'm also happy to very publicly point out that NVIDIA has been one of the worst trouble spot we've had with hardware manufacturers. And that is really sad because NVIDIA tries to sell chips, a lot of chips, into the Android market. And NVIDIA has been the single worst company we've ever dealt with. So NVIDIA, you.
So, you know, I'm
making some friends.
That's who we're talking about here. And like honestly, I'm okay with anybody who wants to say fuck you to NVIDIA. I'm okay with that. I mean, like Linus Torvalds still has a lot of problems. But if someone wants to just take a moment and just flip off NVIDIA, I'm okay with it. I'm fine with it. Music's back. I want my employee number to be a complex Eigenvector. Jesus Christ, I haven't seen the word Eigenvector. You just gave me fucking PTSD. I just went back so many years in like 2 nanoseconds just at the word Eigenvector. I can't be doing that. Trump said he's going to break up NVIDIA. Is that true? I know that I don't think that's, he doesn't know what the fuck he's saying, and anything he says doesn't matter. But I know that there's been a lot of stuff happening with like AI in general, because they're trying to make the whole like government-sponsored infrastructure for AI project happen, and everyone's flailing around to try to get as much money as they can out of that. So that's why the CS majors did that at my graduation when someone from the company did a speech. Oh, they said fuck off NVIDIA. He doesn't know what NVIDIA is. Of course he knows what NVIDIA is. Everything's computer. It's all computer. All of it. Everything. He heard 4 trillion market cap and was like, I want some of that. So I want to talk a little bit about, that reminds me, I want to talk a little bit about the South Park episode that came out. Now, if you are a longtime viewer of the me, you know that I'm not the world's biggest fan of South Park, and that is not because of a lack of like having seen it. I've seen at least every episode of South Park in the first 20 seasons. I don't know about after that. I don't know. I've seen them bits and pieces after that. But I have seen my fair share of South Park and was into it for a very long time. Really, really loved it. I don't hate it. Like, I will watch it and enjoy bits and pieces, but like I don't love people who hail it as a like political, masterful think piece of a show, because it's kind of like just a little bit above average in terms of actual political commentary. But they aired the first episode of their latest season last night, and it went really, 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 really hard into Trump. If you're a longtime South Park viewer, they brought back the Saddam Hussein and Hitler bit, where it's like, you know, the character that is them is like their head, like an actual photo of their head that does like the Canadian talking style thing, and is literally sleeping with Satan, like is in a sexual relationship with Satan. And they use that. They do the same thing with Trump. He goes into a bedroom, he like cuddles up with Satan, tries to seduce Satan, and Satan's like, no, you're reminding me of my ex, like you're just like him. And he's referring to Hitler and Hussein, right? They also released what I think is an AI generated short clip of like Trump walking through the desert and like taking all of his clothes off and then like falling over onto the ground, and then like it literally shows his penis and then ends with them saying Donald Trump has a tiny penis or something like that, or like Donald Trump, he has a teeny tiny penis, like they say something to that effect. And it's like, this happened right after Late Night with Stephen Colbert was canceled at Paramount, and Paramount is still, I believe, the parent company, like the final parent company above South Park. This was really, really flagrant. It wasn't deep. It wasn't insightful. All it did was point at how gross and shitty and obviously bad Trump is, and how he's obviously in the Epstein files. And that's what pissed off the right. Again, I talked about this on Stuff Keeps Happening recently. They didn't get mad until Trump turned around and called them weaklings. Like, MAGA didn't get upset with them until he called them weaklings, until he started to do his normal playbook that he does to everybody else to them. He started to insult them and say that they were dumb if they believed this thing that he doesn't want them to believe, as opposed to them agreeing with him as he's telling everybody else that everybody else is dumb. And they're like, yeah, we're the ones that aren't dumb. And so, like, right when he starts to be mean to them and they realize like, oh, I don't like him when he's mean to me. Now, here comes South Park with the exact kind of humor that actually hits them. They don't respond to being told obvious truths that like anyone can see. They respond to being told schoolyard insults. And in this case, the schoolyard insults were Trump is gross, he's a piece of shit, he's vapid, and has a small penis. And like, the reaction from the right is they've literally already started calling this episode of South Park, again, a pretty fucking tepid show. They've called it hate speech. They're like, they need to be, you know, persecuted. This is hate speech. And we literally just saw Trump go after Colbert for this. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Like, this is going to be a test of, you know, if he does it again, then it's like, you could make an argument, not that it's a reasonable argument, but one could try to argue that the Colbert cancellation had nothing to do with the beef that Trump had with Paramount. You can make that argument. It's a dumb one, but you can make it. If he does it again, this time with South Park, you can't make that argument. They're just silencing shows that are critical of the president. And like, okay, we know that's what's happening anyway, but hey, maybe we can then start using a few more of our amendments to our advantage.
Hey, it's time for.
I can hydrate. Thank you, Chris. Danka. We know those things already. Yeah, it's nothing new. He didn't say, like, the South Park thing did nothing new. Quite literally just, like, showed him being at he had, like, turned the White House into, like, a beach party kind of thing. There was, like, women in bikinis that were, like, had, like, way overdone plastic surgery. It was literally just what he does, you know? The thing that's crazy to me is none of this is new information. Like, none of this is new information. We've known that this guy is the worst for so long. We've known not even just like the sexual crap and everything, but like all of it. We've known that he doesn't pay people. We've known that he screws over contracts. We've known that he's a petty piece of shit. We've known that he abuses young girls. He's bragged about it. This isn't new. This has been around forever, and everyone's always hated him for it. And then that just all disappeared. Like, the amount of things that get dug up about other people and used against them that just ruin them. Like, Hunter Biden had sex with some prostitutes and did drugs. Okay, but Trump did that and then also paid off the prostitute with campaign finances. Like, why is that all okay? I'm so tired of this entire administration just getting a fucking pass. I'm so tired of them being able to just do whatever they want, and everyone's like, well, that's just how it is. At least it's not Kamala. What are you talking about? If it was Kamala, it'd be fucking boring. I'm not saying we'd all be at brunch, but we wouldn't be seeing plans about a Trump-themed resort built in what used to be Gaza. Like, that's a thing. It's wild to me how much they can just do and get away with. And like, I know that I have previously said that they can do this because there isn't anyone that's going to stop them. Like, literally, functionally, who is going to stop them? Right? That's why this is happening. Literally who? No one. Unless somebody in the military, unless like a general decides to turn on the president, no one is going to do anything. No one with the power to stop him has the political will to stop him. They're better off if they let him keep going. So like, it's not going to slow down, but it boggles the mind that they can do all this shit and then like, not like I love the Democrats or whatever, but they do the mildest changes to policy and that is treated like the entire fucking country crumbling down. Not normalizing masked federal agents infiltrating neighborhoods, which is still mind-boggling to me that like any conservative could possibly be okay with masked federal agents in any scenario deployed within US soil. Imagine if instead of ICE, that was ATF, right? Or like BLM. Like imagine the conservative rage if ATF started to show up doing raids in masks, hiding their identity, and violently ripping people from their homes. Like, that would be civil war. But instead it's like, oh no, they get a pass because their safety needs to be protected. Well, don't tread on me, but also don't hold the administration accountable, you know? So that's still mind-boggling to me. Nigurni 829, what's up? Thank you for the follow. When you give hate a platform, you're allowed to spread. I mean, yeah. ACAB is scary words. Just keep saying it. Like, I don't know. I think it's more important than ever, and this is entirely up to everyone's individual decision making and your own comfort level, but I think it's more important than ever for anyone who has a sense of, or like a obvious privilege, people who look like me, to not let up on that rhetoric. Don't let them win. Don't let them don't let them chill free speech by making it seem dangerous to say these things, right? Like, Donald Trump is a fascist. He is a Nazi, he is a fascist, and he wants to crush free speech, and he would be happier if anyone who ever dissented was disappeared. Like, that's what he wants. And we saw with that stupid fucking Jubilee video that there's a non-zero number of people who happily would endorse fascism because they believe that they would be on the inside and not in the out group, which is explicitly how fascism flourishes. So, like, we know this is already a thing. We know that he's already there. We know that he has supporters who are already in that mindset. Don't let them fucking win. Punch them in the teeth. And if you don't want to punch them in the teeth with words. Cops are bastards. They're class traitors. That is just explicitly what they are. It's a definitional thing, you know? Like, that's not that edgy of a statement. Insult morons and demand more from leaders. And if they try to turn around and tell you that you're not allowed to insult and make demands of leaders, they're not good leaders. If our leaders can't take an insult, they shouldn't be in charge of nukes. Just end of story, period. Fun Predictable says, I was explaining this to someone the other day. I have the privilege to stand up for those who can't. I have an obligation to protect all of my neighbors except the Nazis, of course. I'm very hopeful that I don't have any Nazis in my neighborhood, but I am very happy to say that there's a lot of, like, very loud progressive symbolism around me. That makes me happy, but, like, it's still not great. There are still raids happening. That's not happening. If you're white, use that to your advantage. Be a pain in the ass to a cop. Yeah, honestly. And, like, I don't endorse people trying to become martyrs or whatever, but it's going to take exactly, like, one hot white woman being, like, killed by an ICE agent accidentally for this to end. Not end, but, you know, explode. The second that there is a conventionally attractive white woman that is now gone because of the actions, unless they're able, I mean, the first thing they're going to try to do is blame it on the immigrants, but if there's video of that, that'll change the tides. Crunchy bricks. All my neighbors are firefighters? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I can't save everyone, but I can help some. That's what you got to do. Like, it's about normalizing feeling safe, or normalize making people feel safe through your actions, like through the consistency of your actions. I'm just going to soak in the tub and be mad at the world. That's a great idea. I highly recommend chocolate croissants to pair with soaking in the tub and hating the world. It works every time. See something, say something. It's not hard. Yeah, and also just, like, call out people in your life who think that that's, like, casually okay to be terrible about, right? Like, call out the dudes who think it's okay to still say the R slur as if it's not a sign that you are completely emotionally stunted, right? Call that shit out. Dev, I tried Canadian candy and it's bomb. What kind of candy though? Also, how did it get through customs if it's an explosive? My best homie is a paramedic. I don't get to hang out with him that often, but he's doing good work. Good shit. Good shit. We like firefighters and paramedics here. Except for the firefighters union that endorsed Trump, which is still whack to me. You don't have to intervene or be a hero, just say something. Yeah, quite literally, just not accepting it, not allowing it to be a thing that happens around you is such a big deal. It's such a big deal. Because even if you become that person, that there's people who are like, okay, well, if they're going to be there, like, I don't want to be there or whatever, because they're going to be like, you know, they're going to police me or blah, 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 blah. Like, don't be obnoxious about it. But if you've successfully prevented someone who was going to otherwise say unacceptable shit from saying that unacceptable shit to people who would have otherwise had to deal with that unacceptable shit, that's worth someone being like, oh, you're such a square. Like, no, it's not. That's not what it is. You're a cool person because you're helping other people have community. You are a conduit for others' happiness. Be that. How the hell does the union endorse Trump? I was digging through that, actually. So there was a couple, if you recall, during the 2024 elections, there were several unions that refused to endorse anyone because they couldn't come to an agreement. The Teamsters famously did not back Kamala. It was their first time not backing the Dem candidate in like quite a while. And they basically were like, well, you know, we can't really decide, so we're just going to not back anyone. Trump is actively, as I said in this past episode of Stuff Keeps Happening, Trump is currently pushing through an appointee to the National Labor Relations Board, who is the top employment lawyer at Boeing, the company who disappeared several whistleblowers recently. That guy is now going to be on the board that oversees union activity and workers' rights. Like, that's what a Trump administration does. And this is the kind of shit that people are talking about when we're talking about harm reduction. Because, like, just recently, yes, like right now, this is an active thing that is happening. That person is the current candidate for that board. Like, this is what people are talking about when we're talking about harm reduction. And this is why voting is actually important. And this is why, even if it's not going to be the best candidate, it still fucking matters. Because it's a lot easier to make gains for workers' rights when you can fucking unionize without having the threat of cops and Pinkertons being sent to literally kill you if you don't refuse to stop your strike. That is what has happened in labor movements in the past in America. I super recommend just reading about major labor movement moments throughout history, because one, there's way more than you think there are, and there's also way more death than you think there is. These were actual battles. Like, these were hot battles with weapons, gunfire between like civilian workers and state-backed forces, be them either private armies or cops, literally sent in with live fire ammunition to break up strikes so that workers would get back to work to favor the capital, right? Like, that's a thing. Just go search like Wikipedia list of labor encounters in US history. There's tons of them, and they're so interesting, and it's wild to see how much more intense they are than they're taught in school, where it's like the workers banded together and they pushed back on the oil baron and the steel baron, and they got some higher pay and better working conditions. Dog, no, they died for that higher pay and better working conditions. They literally were shot and killed. They were torn apart by dogs for those rights. And so it's a lot easier when you have a labor relations board that at least kind of hears you out and doesn't actively suppress organization efforts. So, we used to murder robber barons just saying, like, yeah. Wait, Hulk Hogan died? Oh, really? Hulk Hogan died. Did he? RIP. I mean, look, I'm not trying to laugh at a dead man. And also, fuck this guy. Like, fuck this guy. He became everything that he shouldn't have become. Like, he was supposed to be like the working man's hero or whatever. but instead he ended up becoming like a weird racist Trump supporter. I don't understand. I don't see how anybody who watches pro wrestling could actually think that Trump is good. Trump being a piece of shit is it's a plot line in pro wrestling. Jesus Christ. Where'd the dog go? Oh, the dog moved. Please hold while I fix the dog cam. Oh no, I'm fixing the dog cam. It's okay. Just fixing the dog cam. Okay, well, dog wants to be in the corner. Dog wants to be a corner boy, it seems. Just being a corner dog. Oh, big stretch. Oh, amazing. Oh God, so good. That was a good stretch. It's warmer over there. It might be. Just because someone dies doesn't mean they no longer deserve criticism. Yeah, I'm usually not one to care about if someone's dead when I make fun of them. I mean, like I'm super. I can't wait for Trump to die. Death is like not a thing that I really put that much value into. It's more of I should probably check myself if my very first reaction to hearing that somebody died is ha. But I mean, it's Hulk Hogan. A lot of people dying ever since Trump got in office. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Corner folk. Death is too good for him. Who, Trump? I would just want him dead. I just want to not have to hear about this fucking guy anymore. You know, I know that it's not going to fix things when he dies. I know that it's going to be like just as bad. They're going to replace him with somebody worse. They're going to do more efficient, evil things, quieter. I'm just fucking tired of this guy. I'm tired of this man. I'm tired of his fucking bullshit and his fucking dumb cult being in control of my future in this country for the past fucking decade. It has been a decade of hearing this guy fucking talk, of seeing his stupid face, of hearing his supporters say the dumbest imaginable things, and then the next day say a completely opposite dumbest imaginable thing. It has been a decade of being told that we are the hysterical extremists for wanting healthcare. It has been a decade of dealing with the fallout of every single bad decision and every single cut tie, every pulled out agreement, every broken contract that was going to bring us to somewhere of a more equitable world. It has been a decade of dealing with pulling out of climate initiatives, undoing everything that could potentially give us a more stable future because this man's ego is out of control and he hates the brown president we once had. And I'm so tired of it. I just want a future. Like, I just want my friends to feel like they have some notion of a possible retirement. Doggo is on the move. He's trying to get cozy on a single tiny piece of sound insulation. What are you doing? What are you doing? Come here, buddy. Come here. He's a little restless. Stardust says, just saw that I got gifted a sub to Endeavorance. Thanks for the anonymous gifter if you're here. Well, congratulations on your anonymous gift. I'm very proud of you. And so is Flynn. Okay, he's back down. I can maybe get him on camera. Let's see. Okay. Perfect. Anyway. Flynn is a professional. Flynn is a professional. Very much so. Very, very much so. I am going to throw on the old Stardew, I think, for a little bit. Play a little bit of Stardew Valley. Pet a few chickens. Does that sound good? Because I don't really want to talk about the dumb everything that's going on outside anymore. I think we talked about that enough. What if instead we talked about chickens? Stardew Valley. Let's see. I would rather pet a chicken, TBQH. And hello? Can I not? The fuck? Why can't I? It's not letting me change my stream category. Let's just try somewhere else. No! I pressed the wrong hotkey. This is going poorly so far. I set out on an adventure to start playing Stardew Valley, and it's not working. I would rather pet a chicken, TBQH, playing Stardew Valley. Done. Okay. Okay. Now I'm actually in the right category. Library. Stardew. Play. Outside only exists when you have spoons for it. Otherwise, it's chickens and Stardew. That's very fair, actually. That's very fair. Ba 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 ma 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 na ma ma. That's me being the Stardew Valley theme. Did you all like it? I sang it for you. I thought it was a pretty good rendition. I was impressed with my own dang self. All right. Oh yeah, I just got my new backpack. I have so much inventory. Holy shit. I'm gonna do the mines today. I'm gonna do some mines. We're gonna go mining. We're gonna yearn. Ooh. Got me some parsnips. Oh, I just hit a plant with my club. That's sorry, plant. Just found out my state requires a nursery floral certificate for me to legally sell plants. What kind of plants you selling? I mean, what are we talking about here? Yearning for the mines again? That's all I ever yearn for. I mean, it's kind of like the most replayable part of the game. Hugging the chickens. All right, we got to get more chickens is the problem. I think Marnie is open today. We'll find out. Marnie has the world's worst schedule. She might not be open today. It's either Tuesday or I think it's Tuesday that they do the workout thing, right? God damn. Marnie has just like the worst. She should just have a leave it like a take a chicken if you need a chicken kind of thing. You know, like if I show up and she's not there, I should be able to just take one of her chickens. That seems fair. She can have it back when she fixes her schedule. The good kind of plants? Have you watered them? Carnivorous plants. Oh, shit. I feel like a carnivorous plant sometimes. Wynn's a carnivorous plant, let me tell you. That dog eats everything as long as it's me. He'll eat it. Which is to say, I'm constantly being bit by this dog. I am constantly just covered in scratches and bite marks because of this animal. Y'all see a dog that's like chilling and cute and vibing. Like you see this animal, right? Let me get him up on the old screen arena. That animal. Yeah? Like you see that animal? That's not how the animal actually is. That's not how the animal usually is. The animal is usually eating me. flailing and kicking and losing his mind and borking and biting and scratching. It's his pastime, honestly. Do you play Ina? I think you would love it. It's full of absurd humor. I don't know if you saw this series where it's from. I'm not sure what Ina is. I am not familiar. Dev made of meat confirmed. I am. I'm primo meat.
Sounds like rebellion propaganda to me.
Prime USDA beef right here. It's a Steam game. I am so out of touch with like what's new in gaming.
Beef.
Honestly. Ash says, I should go fuel my body with stuff. Have fun, y'all. Please make sure not to do stuff. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Oh, get behind me, kids. I'll protect you. I'll protect you forever. Oh, I'm spooked. Oh, it's so scary. So scary. That's a big tree. That's a real big tree. Ooh. Oh, I said I was going to go mining. But I also was going to go Marnie. All right, let's go see if Marnie's open. So I can get me a chicken. Hey. Purchase animals. No! Oh, I'm poor. Oh, God, I'm so poor. Oh, my Lord. Oh, my goodness gracious. I'm too poor. Can't even afford a little chicken. Little chimkin. All right, here's the plan. I'm going to sell some stuff. I'm going to go mining, and then tomorrow, we're getting a chicken. Because tomorrow, we're going to be rich. We're going to have so much money. In fact, do I have anything I can sell? I can sell that. I can sell these. Okay, I need to keep a parsnip. Okay. No Medicare for Dev, too poor? Yeah, that's the problem. I don't even get healthcare. Does chicken get Medicare? Yeah, of course. All chickens get free healthcare. This is just like a function of the US government. Or the government of Stardew Valley. Cave carrots and I think that's actually kind of it. All right. Real life simulator? They should add a subplot to Stardew Valley where you have to provide health insurance by signing up through either a provider for if you have if you have a farm that's got other players, you're playing co-op, they're technically your employees, right? So like you got to have a healthcare provider and you have to provide them healthcare, but then you have to also charge them a premium. It's a whole thing. Like that'd be a really good and interesting subplot, I think. Choosing what you want to actually cover and what you don't want to cover. Are you going to cover them passing out in the mines, or is that considered a pre-existing condition? The pre-existing condition being needing resources from the mines. An on-call vet should arrive weekly and charge 10K. Yeah, hell yeah. Taking a leak while streaming, is that not against TOS? Ha! You got one ha for that, Chris. You got one full ha for that one. All right, let's get it. Let's get to level 20. We can make this happen. Do we have faith? Hey chat, do we have faith? Give me your faith.
Peace, starlings. For an elder
Put your faith
is among us.
into my chat. Attainers. My phone has fallen off of everything. Attainers. 16 months. Hey, yo. What's Faith? Faith is a girl that I knew in high school. I don't remember her last name, though, but her friend was Megan, I think. That was one of those friendships that just, like, appeared out of nowhere, and I think that they just wanted to, like, adopt me for a little while. Like, I had never really talked to them before, and then one day they were like, hey, come hang out with us. And I was like, okay. I didn't understand friendships. I don't know. I'm a weird guy. My faith is in universal healthcare. My faith would be in universal healthcare if that's a thing that I could have. Look at these fucking bugs. Get out of here, bugs. Smack. Bonk. All right, Buggins. Give me your meat. I have 0.2 faith left, but it's going to cost you. I don't pay for faith. What am I, a church? I'm not out here being like, give me the tithe, or whatever it's called. Is it a tithe? Where you give the church money? Totally not taxes, by the way. Ah, Diglett. Diglett. I'm sorry I killed Diglett. I'm not sorry that I killed Diglett, actually. Ooh, a gem node. Don't mind if I do. Ooh, I've got something to sleep on. Okay. Now we're actually getting some resources. I mean, I need iron more than anything, but... No, my boy? Wait. What happened to our boy? Oh, ladder. Was this 18? Okay, we're good. We're good. I think we got this. Killing Diglets. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry about the Diglett, but it had to happen because it was actually an evil Diglett. It was like a terrible Diglett. It was a Diglett that was going to be the new prime minister of Israel after Netanyahu. And was going to continue the operations. So, like, it's best. It's for the best, you know? It's like, you never know what someone's going to grow up and become. But in that case, that's what was going to happen. Y'all see about that podcast? I don't even know. There's too many podcasts by too many dudes, and they should stop that, said a dude with a podcast. But there was that podcast that I guess had Netanyahu on as a guest, which is wild to me. And they're like, oh, I don't understand why this was a problem. Like, why is this an issue? And it's like, you're actually unhinged. And like, I know that it's just I know that it's just a marketing ploy. Like, they're loving this, right? Like, the internet is losing their shit because their podcast did something stupid. And all that's really happening is their podcast is getting a bunch of attention. I've never heard of their podcast before. I don't know if it's already popular or not. But yeah, the nonstop flood at this point of just like weird, like conservative, brain dead guys with podcasts doing things and endorsing shit that makes no goddamn sense and then being held moderately accountable for their actions. And then they're like, I don't understand. We were just hearing him out. What's the problem with that? Like, dog, come on. You know exactly what you're doing. And if you don't, you have no business having a media empire. Like, what in the fuck? I'm so tired of people just, again, getting away with this shit. It's so obnoxious. Need to put tariffs on white dudes buying podcast equipment. I enjoy Adam Conover. He's fairly left and fairly reputable. I like Adam. I know that he had that weird thing recently with crypto stuff. That was strange, but like, ooh, Elf Blade? I don't really like the dagger items though. Stabby stabby. Yeah, he had like a weird thing for a second with crypto there, but yeah. Oh, it was WorldCoin? Oh, I didn't even realize it was WorldCoin. Oh god. That's like the worst of them. Jesus. Yeah, I don't know what he was thinking with that, but my only issue with him is that I mean, like, is not his fault. I like where he is at now. He says a lot of really good words now. He definitely held back for a very long time on saying what he really thought. It was much more cleaned up for TV, I would say. Anyway, yeah, I don't know what that was about, but I also just like, I do follow him, I think. Yeah, no, I follow him on most places. I just don't watch podcasts. Like, I know I have one. I don't tend to consume them. I'm a little busy making them is the problem. And like, I get a lot of people, especially creators, who are asking me like, oh, did you see you know, whatever podcast thing, like you see XYZ. And it's like, I don't know where you find the time to watch things in addition to produce them. It makes me very curious as to like how I have not managed to get that going yet. I'm going to make that emote also work. There. Okay. Now the dancing crab emote should work. Podblast crab rave should now work. Hello, Mog Moxie. Go for level 25. You can make it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I love when people explain why I'm wrong rather than say, oh, that's wrong. And learn how my information is inaccurate. Yes. I mean, like, yeah, I think being challenged and changing your mind is great. I fucking love learning. It's good shit. The issue is when someone explains that you did something bad and then you tell them no and you don't learn from it. So like I'm not trying to get at anybody who's enjoying liking podcasts. To be clear, like that's not what I was saying. Is that I'm not saying podcasts aren't worth consuming. It's literally a matter of time and focus for me. But I very much love learning shit. I've recently gotten into just like reading technical documentation before bed. Just because like I'm like, oh, this is interesting. Oh, that's a neat thingy. Oh, I want to try using this. Because I'm a dweeb. I remember having like university professors who would be like, I read academic papers before bed. And I was like, weird, but okay. And now that's me. I get it. Yeah, I don't like the dagger. Okay. My only podcasts are the audio dramas that are maybe 10% TTRPG. Very fair. Very fair. Shout out to Godkiller Balance. Endeavorance getting read academic papers as a bedtime story. And now we're going to take a look at Figure 1. Figure 1 shows the relationship between the total system throughput and the input velocity. You'll see here in this bar graph that if we put it on a logarithmic scale, we're able to see the relationship very clearly. This area is overrun with monsters. My goodness. What kind of papers do you listen to? I didn't say that I'm that I'm listening to audiobooks of research papers. I'm saying I'm reading technical documentation. I like this idea that I'm just sitting around listening to like scientific research papers on audiobooks. I should make that podcast. Just narrating scientific research. Like no explanation, not dumbing it down and making it clear and easier to understand, but just reading verbatim really dry academic papers. I need to leave and get back before I pass out. I'm running out of time. Oh, but I'm so close. Okay. Let's do this. Let's do this. I want to get that. Oh man, this area is overrun with monsters. Give him the smack. It's getting late. No, don't. Oh god. Oh dear. Food. It's not a matter of food. It's a matter of time. I'm running out of time. You pass out automatically at 2 a.m. Okay, there's too many monsters here. This is not happening. But at this point, I've committed, and we're gonna see if we can make this happen. Kill the Diglett. Kill the Diglett. Come on. All right. Kill this guy. Cool. Kill these boys. Can this be the end of it? Nope. Oh, hey, yes. Awesome. Oh, I'm amazing. Can I get back? Can we get back in time? We're gonna race.
Hey,
we're gonna race.
Time for a drink.
We're gonna get this. I can hydrate while I'm racing. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Am I gonna make it, chat? How are we feeling? I've got an hour. I can make this happen. Soup time. It's soup time while I'm supposed to eat soup while running? Speedrun strats? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Y'all see this? I'm doing farm skip. It's where you go back to your farm and sleep. skips the last 30 minutes of the day. Uh-oh. Oh. Oh. We got a fairy. We got a fairy. How wonderful. Thank you, fairy. Thank you, fairy. Very, very good. Oh, wait. What is going on here? Hold on. I'm trying to get a thing fixed real quick. Okay. I wanted the red light alert thing to be working in the overlay. Now it should. So if I randomly like stop to say something about emotes, what's happening is the overlay that I have, like it doesn't know about everyone's emotes yet. So I have to like tell it to go look up given channels. So if you use an emote that it doesn't know, I have to like tell it to go fetch all those. And I had it go ahead and like preload like 100 or so of the top channels or whatever, but it's, you know, obviously a long tail of channels. Okay, now I can afford a chicken. As long as Marnie is gonna be there. Which really could go either way. Here's another. Oh, I can make that work. Thigh fry. There. It should work now. Potato. Okay. Okay. What am I doing? Is there anything that I can donate? Okay, potato. I also need to donate parsnip. We're gonna, okay. Okay. You're doing a subathon right now? Ooh. I should do that at some point. I need money. Oh, I didn't say that. You said that. What am I doing? Oh my God, I am so out of order right now. But in the meantime, speaking of which, if you want a Stuff Keeps Happening embroidered t-shirt, I keep forgetting to plug that I've got merch store. You can get it. You can get one of these. You can get one of these. It's for a 7-year partnerversary. Are you partner? I am not a partner. No, I am not. I wasn't cool enough. They looked me in the eyes and they said, "You suck at this. You're bad." And I was like, "Oh, you know, you've made some good points." Kale. I can sell the kale. Cool. So it was potato. I need 1 potato and the parsnip. I'm gonna go do all those things. Donate those real quick, like. Before I forget. You can just pick the next arbitrary date, like Labor Day. I know you mean Labor Day, but still. The fact that people don't do sub-themed subathons is whack. I think I talked about this last time, that I wanted to do a subathon where I just eat a sub sandwich, and as long as people keep subscribing, I keep eating more sub sandwiches. Just like sponsored by Wawa, I guess. Oh my God. Domathons? See, now that's more my speed. That's what I'm talking about. Topathons. Speaking of topathons, I posted about this on Blue Sky. So this isn't even like a funny, haha, oh, well, the algorithm shows you what you're interested in thing. Because Blue Sky has a feature where various pre-made feeds, you can have it inlay popular posts from other feeds into your main feed, just as like a see some new stuff mixed in with your normal timeline. And I have that turned on for like popular and like video. The video feed being like their sort of take on TikTok. today, this morning, I'm scrolling through my feed and I'm just like, you know, getting like world updates, some politics stuff, some like shit posts, some random art. And then I scroll and I see the first thing I see is from video feed. And the second thing I notice is it's just a video of 3 dudes absolutely annihilating each other's assholes. Not censored, no warning, no anything, not blurred, just auto playing very, very explicit content. And I'm like, oh. It's not even like this came up on my algorithmic feed because it's a thing that I've interacted with, which I haven't, but it's just a thing that happened to be like getting I guess like attention on the video feed, and it wasn't marked as not safe for work. And so their system was like, oh, here's a popular video from the video feed. Let's just insert it into your timeline. So that was unexpected. I'm like sitting there shoveling pancakes into my mouth, just scrolling on social media, and very suddenly, I'm like, it was the kind of thing like I had to take a second to realize what I was even seeing. And my only real thought was like, well, you know, they seem to be enjoying themselves, but like I really would have liked a warning. Just a little bit of a heads up. Oh, got another one from Zapshot. Okay, I can add that. Emotes. Zapshot. Done. Should work now. Blue Sky will hit you with some wild out of left field shit, and I kind of love it. Yeah, I do enjoy getting the occasional like absurd thing, and it's like things from just corners of Blue Sky that I'm not a part of, but that one was a bit unexpected and a bit intense. Okay, I want to sell this stuff. Let's make a little like to-do list over here. Okay, amethyst we're gonna donate the amethyst. We're gonna give Gunther this emerald. We're going to sell off my like random crap in here. Potato, daffodil, kale, dandelion, etc. Sell that. Keep the rest. So yeah, that was an interesting way to have my breakfast this morning. Oh, I can sell a bunch of stuff from in here. Wonderful. Okay. Amethyst. Get all these guys out. Take that out. Take these out. Oh, I should put that to the... Oh my god, I've got so much crap to do. That I can sell. Okay. Time to go do some chores. Put away my feed grow. That there. That's gonna be Gunthered. That will be Gunthered. These will be sold. Okay. Selling these, donating and selling these later. Or selling. Okay. Now we're good. Everything is all organized, and I can just do the thing. I can just be like, woo, sell all this crap, and then come over here. Oh no, I gotta pet the cat. Imperative. Okay. Overflowing Audacity says, I love Stardew Valley. Screaming into the flames about their love for Stardew Valley. Look. Follow your heart. You've already donated the amethyst? Why is it pulsating, though? Is it a different amethyst I have to donate? Or is it like a stack of amethysts? Is it the kind of thing where it's like, oh, you have to get like 20 amethysts for this bundle? And I have to just go pillage from Abigail's room or something? Garden, fall, summer, brewers, rare crops. Is it? Oh wait, is it in the? It might be. Did I just unlock the boiler room? I wasn't paying attention. I was like not looking. I must have unlocked the boiler room. Or something. I did unlock the boiler room. Yeah, I was not even sort of paying attention. The second that the game takes control of the camera, my eyes just fuzz. I like just don't look at what's happening on the screen. Okay. Bonk and bonk. Cool. Remix bundles? Yes, the remix bundles. Yep. I think I'm going to finish out this day, probably close up shop after that. I think this here animal, probably needs to expunge a few solids from his body. And I want to make sure that that is taken care of before he gets too uncomfortable. Where am I going now? I am selling, or I'm donating things. Waiting for artists to ditch Twitter and move to Blue Sky or Tumblr. The thing that blows my mind is that artists are still on Twitter. Like, explicitly, Twitter is training AIs on your art that you upload to Twitter. It's explicitly run by Nazis. It is explicitly a bad place to be.
Someone
like,
gifted subscriptions. Thank you for that.
It's mind-boggling that people are still on Twitter at all, let alone artists. It is like the only place that's worse for artists than Twitter is Threads. Like that's all I can. That's I don't know. Also, I'm on Tumblr. You can follow me on Tumblr. I'm on Tumblr. I've actually been really enjoying being on Tumblr recently. It's kind of a vibe right now. It's because their audience doesn't follow when they create an account on other platforms. I mean, it's the sunk cost fallacy, right? Like I had a Twitter following and I deleted it. I don't know. Like it's you can rebuild. And like if you can't rebuild, I don't know. Like I don't know. There's a very real thing where it's like I both understand as a creator that it's really, really difficult to scrape together any method of making money, right? Like I don't make a lot of money. I am not rich. I am not a wealthy content creator. I don't make a lot of money. It's just not the case. I'm not a Hassan Piker. I'm not a Asmongold Gold or whatever. I don't just have a flood of money coming in all the time. At the same time, I know that I need to put in the work to like make sure that I am resilient to things like a single platform becoming a point of failure where now I'm beholden to a platform that's run and expressly supporting Nazi views and using my content to train a Nazi bot to push that further. Like I've been working really hard to try to be cross-platform as much as I can, and that takes a lot of extra effort, and that's difficult, and I know not everybody can do that. And also, having a single point of failure is like the most basic risk, right? Like if the only way that you can be a successful artist is to remain on Twitter. I understand that you need money. I encourage you to immediately prioritize finding another way to make money. Because like, otherwise you are just eternally beholden to Elon Musk's will. And if that's what you want to do, if that's how you want your art to be managed and handled, that's up to you. But my God, I would seriously start campaigning to get people to move and follow me elsewhere. I've also found that like Blue Sky, despite having a much smaller follower count, and I think people are scared of losing their like millions of followers or whatever on Twitter, those followers are gone. The engagement is dead. Twitter doesn't have good engagement anymore. People have left. Those followers are all bots. Meanwhile, on Blue Sky, like I have fewer followers on Blue Sky than like Threads, and I get far more immediate engagement on Blue Sky when I post. Hell, I get more engagement on Tumblr than I do most other platforms sometimes. Like, it's... it's the fact that it's been years of this, right? It's been years of people telling me that they're only still on Twitter because they follow artists on Twitter or something like that. It's like, okay, that could have been a decent excuse a few months out into this. We have since watched as Elon Musk has gone up on stage, done multiple Nazi salutes, ruined the lives of countless federal employees, destroyed the lives of millions of people overseas by destroying US aid, all while being on a ketamine-fueled bender in the White House, supporting a literal fascist. And to say like, oh, well, you know, but I've got a lot of followers on Twitter, so I'm gonna stay there. Like, that's not really good enough. At some point, it's on you. At some point, you have to have done something. Because if it has been multiple years of this, multiple years of knowing how bad this is, multiple years of knowing that they are abusing your content to train their AIs, multiple years of purposefully housing Nazis and supporting their viewpoints and unbanning people like Alex Jones, at some point, you gotta say, I'm really a little too comfortable in this Nazi bar. Like, yeah, you've got a nice butt imprint on a seat at this Nazi bar. But unfortunately, it's still a Nazi bar. And all the people around you are still Nazis. Like, you're still keeping them afloat and you're still associating with them. And it's not like there aren't other options. And the only thing that's keeping you from moving is the fear of not being followed elsewhere. And like, I don't know what to tell you. You're not going to get the same followers that you have on Twitter because, again, those people aren't real. Half of the people that follow people on Twitter right now are just gone. They're dormant accounts or bots. So like, yeah, you're not going to have the same following as elsewhere, but it's not about following. It's about engagement and return. It's about how people actually see your art and use it and want to share it or buy it. It's not about just having followers. If it was about having followers, I would be doing a whole lot better on TikTok right now. I've got nearly 500,000 followers on TikTok, and it doesn't fucking matter. Like, half the time my views don't break 10,000 at this point. And largely it's because I'm not really trying on TikTok anymore, but like, still. So like, I get it, but I like every month that passes that people still say like, oh, well, I can't move off of Twitter because my community is still there. You've had literal years now to do something about that. Anyway, sorry if I just like went off on that and you are on Twitter and you feel like you're stuck and you can't move and you feel like there's no other options. I don't know. At some point, you got to try something. You can't just never change anything and constantly say, oh, I can't move because I'm stuck. That's just compliance after a while. That's just laziness. That's just compliance. And again, if you can't change your business model over the course of years, you don't have a business model then. You don't have a business. You just have a thing that's going to continuously wane until you have no more options. So like, by not taking the steps to give yourself a new springboard into something new, into a more sustainable place, you are screwing yourself over. All while supporting Nazis. And yeah, okay. I went way harder on that than I expected. I started that by saying like, oh, well, you can do what you want. And I ended by being like, you gotta get the fuck off Twitter. I'm tired of having to say get off Twitter. I'm tired of talking about the fucking all the things that are constantly happening on Twitter that are so avoidable by just not being on Twitter. Like, literally go anywhere else. Go to Tumblr, start a blog, start anything. Like, Blue Sky's fine. Start a blog, start an RSS feed somewhere, do a newsletter or something. Go on literally anything. Just make a portfolio website. Anyway. Bring back websites? Why do you think I have so many goddamn websites? Because websites are rad. That's why I'm like, every third day, I'm like, hey, I have a new website. In fact, like literally yesterday, this is what I was doing all day yesterday, was preparing a new website, which is going to replace the Astral Campgrounds wiki. And it's this. It's like a very, very simplified version of the wiki, and it just like has all the information about our community and our like rules. It's got a nice like hover over to see a preview. This is all powered by Obsidian. It's pretty sick. It's pretty slick. It's using a thing called Quartz, and it's just like builds from an Obsidian vault. So all the information about the campgrounds, my online community, and everything is going to be on this website soon enough. I'm going to be replacing it shortly, but like I can't stop making websites because that's what that's just what I do. It is what I do. Is websites. Erica Who, hello, thank you for the follow. Sorry I missed that earlier. Epic Failure with 5 gifted subs. Thank you so much. Sorry I missed that. And here's your hydrate. Websites never went anywhere. You did. Agreed. Yeah, like I truly feel like websites need to have a renaissance, and that's part of one of the things that I really want to do is start actually working on a series where I talk about how to be a digital citizen in 2025. And I want to show things like, here is how you can actually make a website for free with like as little as your phone. And I just want to give people the tools to do that, and give people I want to show people how much more power you have than you think you do, because these tech companies have spent decades convincing people that the only way to use the internet is through their services, and that to use anything else or to explore outside of their Fisher-Price enclosures is to be in abject danger at all times. How many apps now, when you like follow a link, they're like, you're leaving the app. This is extremely dangerous. You must click this button to say that you do want to leave this app because it's very dangerous. Like, come on. That is just them trying to get you to not go use someone else's website. You decided to use an app run by one corporation instead of opening your browser of choice and going to people's websites. Yeah. Where do I host my sites? It's mostly I have a big DigitalOcean like deployment that has a few servers that host static sites and the Campfire bot and Stardust Relay, and then I've got like a MongoDB in the cloud somewhere, also in DigitalOcean, I believe. And then you can't quite see it, but there's a box right in the corner past Flynn. It's off screen. It's past this little like lamp over here. I have like a mini server rack in here that's got a handful of things running on it that I don't want to detail too much because it could potentially open me up for a vector of attack, so I'm not going to do that. But yeah, big dweeb, big nerd over here. Anyway, I'm going to go take care of the dog, give Pupper pets. I'm going to do that. That's a good way to end the stream. Anyway, here's the box. See it in that corner? Hi. That. This guy. Look, it even opens. That's exciting. Enjoy my little like weird corner of like random crap. Just like random shit. All right. I'm internet fridge. Yeah, very much so. I am going to peace out. So